Yeah, thank you for the answer. So then next one, we'll move to the opportunity part. So
Mhm.
when you look at the current job market, what are the surprising pockets of opportunity for early career researchers?
Yeah, I think I was touching on that a little bit, right? Like the
Mm,
smaller companies where you have a UX generalist role versus the bigger companies.
yeah.
That's one. And then, you can think about different types of industries.
Mm,
Some, like, let's say some industries, they have these roles for like human factors. They're not
yes.
called UX research, but, human factors researcher.
Mm,
Especially if you're coming in with a similar degree in your master's or PhD, those things are easy to get into than a traditional UX research role for products. So that's something. And then too, like companies like Apple,
mm,
I have seen, that's just one example I'm bringing up. I've seen they don't say UX researcher. I don't know what their job title for UX research is. So that it needs a little bit of digging in. Maybe connect with somebody in those
mm,
companies. Hey,
mm,
who does this type of research? And then to, like, when I was applying for all of these medical tech companies where there is
mm,
also like they're building a robotic arm or something like that.
yes. Mm,
That needs, again, like going back to that human factors thing, but also product knowledge,
mm,
right? So you need a little bit of hardware knowledge there. So
mm,
if you have that kind of educational background or experience,
mm,
those could be something that you can think about.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah, good advice. So you can approach as a generalist or try to search related field like how do they call human factor or some other
Hmm.
things or certain domain knowledge. Okay, we'll see. And the follow-up one for this one will be like if say looking ahead 5 years from now, what kind of researcher do you think will still be in highest demand?
Wow. Okay. Interesting question. Okay. I would say some of the things that we encounter on the daily is we deal with ambiguity a lot because things keep changing all the time.
Mm,
That goes back to the whole thing that we're talking about academia versus product. I don't know if we, academia versus industry, sorry.
mm,
I don't know if we already got to that. Things keep changing as and when we are doing research as well in industry. You have to be
yeah,
moving very fast, but also balance the rigor as well.
yeah,
So one thing that would be valuable would be to be comfortable with ambiguity
mm,
and messy problems and how you
mm,
can creatively work.
mm,
And that goes to my next point, which is the importance of adaptability.
mm,
You should definitely be able to do that. Like, for example, now there is a big push for AI.
mm,
AI is not taking our jobs, but
mm,
AI is there to help us amplify or like do things faster. Let's say like data collection or data analysis faster. So you,
mm,
instead of pushing back on AI, how do you adapt? How do you
mm,
use AI? Let's say,
mm,
oh, I can write a lit review in like 2 hours because AI can like pull in all the sources and you know you can look into it. I mean, it's
mm,
not perfect, but
mm,
how are you going to leverage AI in your work? That's adaptability because now we are in the world of AI. You want it or not, it's already here. So
mm,
that's one thing. And then I think another thing would also be okay. So that's one block. Another thing would be combining qual and quant is a
mm,
really useful skill, like triangulation of insights coming from different sources. And then identifying those sources would also be good. Like who is running the telemetry? Like how do you reach out to the data science team? How do you
mm,
get that information? If you don't have the quant skill, if somebody else is already doing that, how do you triangulate that data with the qual research that you're doing? That's something that's useful, like being mixed methods, right?
mm,
That's a useful skill. And then another very important thing is researchers who can influence but not execute. It comes up a lot because, sorry, what did I say? Researchers who can influence, not just execute. Meaning, fine, you did this research, it's done, like you presented the insights, and then what happened? How are you going to follow through your insights and ensure that it goes in the product? We are working on several processes, even within our teams, to make sure that the research insights are tracked and then it goes into the product manager's work backlog, and that it's seen that it's not just we are not just doing research over research over research on the same
mm,
thing. And how are we influencing the product or the product roadmap with the research that we're doing? I think that's a really, that's a useful skill. And then how you would grow in your role if you're trying to think about all of these things.
mm. Yeah, I mean, nice to pay attention to those skills since they will be in the highest demand.
Mhm.
And